Welcome everyone to Unscripted Coding. Today we're going to talk about the Gemma 3N model from Google, and we're going to run it through some very quick tests on AI Studio and also on my phone, which is running right now. You might be wondering what Gemma 3N is, and long story short, this is a model designed to be run locally on your phone or your tablets. It requires very little compute power, very little memory, especially when you're comparing it to the massive state-of-the-art models that are trillions in parameter. Now, I was playing with this app called Google Edge Gallery, which you can't really see here, but it is over here, in which you can download those models and run it on your phone. When you download it, it's only 3 or 4 gigs in size, the Gemma 3N model at least, and that's file size. These are 5 and 8 billion parameter models. That means that they compete with the likes of Llama, which generally has a 5 and a 7 billion parameter model, and there is a model from Microsoft as well, whose name escapes me. But more importantly, Google has found and detailed in this very technical blog post methods in which they have really shrunk down the requirements so that even though it's running 5 and 8 billion parameters, it is using just 2 and 3 gigs of memory, and its file size is quite small at 3 and 4 gigs, respectively. This means that it can run. Even if you have an older phone or tablet, it's feasible it can run. Anything I'd say in the last 4-5 years will probably run this okay. Of course, as you get newer and newer phones, you get faster and faster responses. Now, what can it do is the big question, and what can we do with it? As I started reading about this and trying it out, it is actually a very capable model in all the ways that matter. What I mean by that is, if you're on your device, you are probably not writing code, you are probably not writing an epic novel. What you're doing is classifying objects, seeing what's in pictures, having fun conversations. Those kind of basic questions is what you're looking for. So again, I wouldn't go to Gemma to try and write my next app, but when I have conversations, it has really jumped from when I was using Llama with the 5 billion or the 7 billion parameter models last year. Now, the big thing here that is tripping me up and going, it's not quite ready for prime time yet, is if I wanted to build an app. This is all I care about. It's not using Google's Edge Gallery. It is me building an app and making use of it. And in my mind, as soon as Gemma 3N comes around and makes sense in a feasible way, what's going to happen is I'm going to be able to put out really dumb apps. If I create memes, if I do the equivalent of the fart noise app way back when, except AI powered, it's going to be, it makes way more sense to run it locally than to continually pay per use, because all of the AI services are all subscriptions because they cost money. If instead I can ship a model with it, then sure. If I can just very quickly explain memes through AI, that should be run locally. The problem is that when, at least right now, Gemma 3N is available through Hugging Face. And no matter how you design your app, you need to download it. You need to ask the users to create a Hugging Face account, agree to Google's terms, and that is a massive barrier to the quick and simple, easy way, because all of my Gemma 3N ideas are really, really dumb. They're 99-cent app kind of ideas that, you would build to toss out. So that's a major barrier. But if you're willing to play around with it right now, just to dip your toes in, which I always think is a good idea, you can just clone the Google AI Edge gallery application and you can make modifications here. So the big question here for me is how does it work? Well, the first thing I want to show you is just on the phone because AI Studio doesn't seem to support this yet, which is ask about images. And so here, I took a picture of a pizza I had for lunch, and there is mushrooms and spinach, and I kind of asked it to, identify it, which I have sadly lost the conversation of, but it very accurately spoke about the mushrooms, the herbs, as in just identifying that there are herbs spliced on top of it, and as well it incorrectly said basil, but it also guessed that it could be some other leafy green, which it was spinach. So it was very smart. It was able to pull that all out. Separately, I wanted to show you, because on AI Studio you can use Gemma 3N. I'm going to use the larger one, E4B. And the idea here is, of course, I would never ever use this as an API. It makes no sense to do so. But as a quick test, I am going to ask it to pull some information out of a JSON file. So here is a JSON file for a variety of products with different prices on them. I'm going to ask how much a pizza costs. Now note that there is only a frozen pizza here, so I wonder how it's going to handle this. So, of course, it says frozen pizza, so it correctly told me that it's not exactly pizza, and it's $6.99 each. What about the meats? And we're going to see that it said chicken breast, which costs $5.49 per pound. That is excellent. So it is getting information out. As always, it is never perfect, but I'm going to run the next test here just to see how it does with translations here. So can you translate the following to French? I bought a guitar today and it was expensive. I got ripped off. I think I got ripped off because it's just the basic Fender model. Colloquial, emphasizing the feeling of being cheated. It gave a couple different options here, but yeah, I mean, this seems fine. All right. I am going to just clear the chat here and try one more. Pretend that you are Harry Potter, okay? Right then, blimey, it's a bit strange chatting like this. Does Harry Potter say blimey? Okay. It is picking up a little bit, so it's clearly being trained on Harry Potter. I'm gonna ask, what is your favorite class? Defense Against Dark Arts, Professor Lupin, Charms is fun too. I'm gonna ask, what do you think of potions? Of course, he should hate it. I shudder slightly, running a hand through my hair. I don't know if Harry Potter does that, but mixed bag, Professor Snape makes it very difficult, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then just one last one is, tell me a wizard's joke. Why did the wizard cross the road to get to the other cauldron? I don't really get it. But okay. All I wanted to show you is that the small size models have come quite far in the last year. I think if I gave this to Llama 6 months ago, uh, it I think it would know what Harry Potter is and would probably output something a bit more robotic than this. But it fails horribly at jokes. Picking up on the JSON, mixed bag. This is a simple test before, but it's probably it. I would not have relied on it in the past, whereas right now, I did a few tests beforehand. It seemed pretty okay. It did fail, especially when instructions were a bit more abstract, but um, in general, I can see myself making a lot of dumb things on this. I'll tell you what the kind of dumb idea I came across on Reddit was. Sometimes I subscribe to these like app ideas, and people suggest really bad ideas. And one person was clearly trolling, but I'm like, this is the equivalent of the fart app. Somebody is going to pay me 99 cents for it, which is you take a picture of your toilet after you go, and ask the AI if it can identify what you ate beforehand. Very dumb. You should never ever use API because nobody is going to ongoing pay a subscription for it. But on the other hand, if we're in the world where we could build those apps in hours, I mean, why not? If somebody pays me 99 cents and every now and then I get 99 cents, it's not terrible. So, I am going to be paying attention to this. The big problem, again, is that whole signing up for Hugging Face, which is a big problem. That's going to be a barrier to users getting it. But what I suspect is going to happen is Google is going to centralize it because it makes no sense for everyone to download every app on your phone to download a separate copy of Gemma 3N. So I see two ways of doing this. One is it's just going to get baked right into Android so that everyone's going to have the Gemma 3N, E4B model in their operating system, or separately, Google is going to find a centralized way so that all apps share that one copy of the model. Once that happens, I suspect there's going to be a flood of these really bad apps, and frankly, I will be one of them making it. So, I hope you found that interesting. The Gemma 3N model is pretty fun to play with. It's quick, especially through the API. It's available locally, and it's a sign where it's finally getting pretty good. Even standalone, running on your phone, privacy, all of those things. So again, locally means no internet required, running on your phone, private, secure, all of those massive bonuses, and that's going to be really important. Thanks for watching, and we'll look at other models. Supposedly there are some coming out just in a few days, so fingers crossed it's something quite impressive. Bye!